the B-A-double-D, Big Steel Man. And the card is subject to change. Watch it.
Welcome back to the show!
Welcome back to the show!
And now, your hosts of the Card Subject to Change podcast, the For Frequency's Sake Tag Team Champions of the World, the Wizard CZ, and Never Wrong Nick Bull.
Hello, one and all, and welcome to another exciting edition of the Card Subject to Change podcast, the podcast by the fan, for the fan. Of course, we are powered by Lopez Pizza, built by Durham Remodeling, and colored by Ryan Allison Tattoo. I want to thank those guys so much for their contributions, not only to the Card Subject to Change, but to, of course, the For Frequency's Sake Network. It's a tongue twister here. Coming to you late night on a Saturday night, Daddy-O. It's the Late Show. I am your host, Never Wrong Nick Bull. So happy to be here. Of course, I got the sunglasses on because I was up late last night and then did not get much sleep. And I look worse than pre-Undertaker or early Undertaker Paul Bearer makeup where the circles are down here. So, I look horrendous. But we troubadoured through the day with little sleep. Big wrestling day, of course. Of course, we're here to talk wrestling. It's we're coming to you live late night on a Saturday night. Usually we come to you live on a Sunday afternoon, but we thought, hey, let's go ahead and hit you after this big wrestling day and break it down for you, and then we'll take Sunday off from wrestling. Sounds like a plan, right? Sounds like a deal. Works for me. I'm Never Wrong Nick Bull. Thank you for joining. We got to introduce to you my tag team partner. He is he's the bass riff that keeps the beat going. We could not do this without him, man. He is also an alleged wizard. I have yet to see any certificate, documentation of this. So I don't know. I don't know if his license will be able to work in the state that you're listening to him in. So if you can hear him, his license works in your state, and if you can't, it's because your state has muted his transmission here. Regardless, he is the one. He is the only. He is my dear pal. He is my good friend. He is Chris Zach, but he is really the Wizard CZ. Wiz, how you doing, bud?
I am a little bit tired, but I'm doing pretty good. It's been a good day of wrestling. And I'll just say that wizard licenses work very similar to manager licenses in wrestling. You got to have one, otherwise you can't be a certified wizard like me.
Yeah, we got to get this on a certificate or something in an 8x10, or something, behind you. Just, you know how meteorologists, they have their accreditation underneath if they're accredited by the American Meteorological Society or whatever other accreditation services there are. You probably need to have that. You probably should start posting that, and that might steer more people our way. So just some food for thought. I'll just throw that out there. Maybe throw up your accreditation as part of your Chiron at the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, I'll work on that. I will work on that.
Okay.
So where do you want to start, partner? Where
do you want to start? I mean, we could have started at 2:00 local time this afternoon watching wrestling and watched All Out. Let me look at a text here I received from a friend who was texting me during Wrestlepalooza, which is what we're going to be talking about. And the show for All Out ran 4 hours and 53 minutes. You could go 5 hours and 53 minutes if you want to include the pre-show. I don't include the pre-show, so they're coming in at just under 5 hours. I understand the counter programming. They're doing that to bite into WWE's time, which of course WWE's time started at 6 o'clock local time for Wrestlepalooza. So if you watched All Out from beginning to end, you got into Wrestlepalooza a little over an hour into it. And credit to you. With our schedules, it just wasn't going to happen today.
Right.
Too much was going on in both of our personal lives, and we made it. We just made a decision like, hey, we're going to skip All Out, and it's not because I don't like AEW anymore and I like WWE. It's I don't think I could have invested myself into a 5-hour show today, and I knew going in what that was going to be. I'm not ripping off I'm not ripping AEW here by any means. There just wasn't anything on this card to me that sizzled, that made me say, man, I've got to watch that show. Did every match have that for me tonight? No. And I'll talk about that here in a little bit when we break down Wrestlepalooza here on the card subject to change. But yeah, we didn't have time. So we said, hey, we're going to do Palooza and we're going to do the show right after, no matter what. We were going to do the show no matter what, regardless of what we watched today. But we watched Wrestlepalooza instead. It started 6 o'clock local time here. And I think I was back on the road at 9:30. It was less than 3.5 hours long. I don't know where you want to start with Wrestlepalooza. I know it's a big deal. I know a lot of high expectations coming into this show, CZ. Of course, we have the Netflix premiere to kind of shadow this one too. Like this one's always going to be held up to that Netflix premiere at the beginning of the year. That's kind of the expectations. They treated that like a Mania. Well, they're going to do something special here, right? This is debuting on ESPN's platform. This is the first PLE that's not on Peacock or not on the WWE network. This is the new norm going forward. Is this on ESPN now? And you've got the ESPN streaming app, which good for you. That's awesome. I do not. And I had our buddy Kyle. He found out right before the show that he had to pay the additional $30 because he didn't have the right package with ESPN. So I think a lot of people, they didn't handle that part right. That wasn't explained. You were just told if you had YouTube TV, which is what my carrier is currently. If I had YouTube TV, then I would be okay. But no, you need to, throw down the additional $30 a month or whatever.
And evidently that's a contract thing between YouTube and Disney. YouTube has not officially signed on to be a part of. They haven't reached an agreement for them to be a part of the ESPN app, even though ESPN is part of their television lineup.
I sure hope they do. I sure hope they do. It'd make things a lot easier, I think, for a lot of people. But until then, I guess I'll get by with a little help from my friends. I want to thank my buddy Ethan. He had me over to his place and we watched the show tonight. He had the ESPN streaming app, and the expectations were high. And before I stop talking and let you jibe on for a little bit, I'm a big fan of the spectacle. I'm a big fan of the production. I think you would say the same. We both have worked in television, so we kind of know how stuff is laid out or have an idea how stuff's laid out and production, behind the scenes stuff. So I kind of dig all that stuff. And, ESPN, top-notch production, whether you're watching college football, college softball, whatever it is, they're masters at their craft. And WWE at the top of their game with their production aspect is what sets them apart from everybody else.
Yep.
Aside from the load of stars. So, I wasn't expecting ESPN to drop the ball by any means. I read a couple things online. I tried to stay offline. That people were kind of complaining about the setup. They were upset about the simplicity of it. And it wasn't some big, designer stage. And I don't think you need that for this show. That's for your big shows, WrestleMania, SummerSlam. That's where you have that. You don't need that here. They're trying to get as many people into that building. So I kind of like the throwback too. It's just a straight down the aisle, video screen behind them. There's not a lot of pyro. There is obviously for the bigger stars, but I like the simplicity of it. And call me, an old man, get off my yard, whatever you want, but I'm fine with that. I don't need a big elaborate setup. I guess I'm of the age where I don't need all the bells and whistles. I just want to watch the show. And they put on a good show tonight, and the production was great. Knew it would be. But yeah, you go from, if you were an AEW fan today, from watching an 11-match card over, the span of just under 5 hours to a 5-match card. There's a big difference there. So what's great is we have options. What's great is those options have very dedicated fan bases. They also have some very over-dedicated fan bases. There's stuff I like on that. Nothing just really tripped my trigger with this show. It just didn't. And I'm a big FTR fan. You know that. And Edge and Christian, and that match just wasn't a chance in hell FTR was going to win. You knew that Edge and Christian, I just kind of felt like they wasted it for nothing in AEW. There wasn't anything on the line. It would have been cool if there was something on the line, like FTR's number 1 contendership. Yeah. That could have been on the line. That would have meant so much more to me. But I just, nothing really stuck out to me. I guess I would have been interested in the Darby Allin, your boy Don Moxley, Darby Allin and John Moxley match, just to see what crazy lengths Darby was going to go to. But nothing really tripped my trigger, and I'm not tribalistic in that matter when it comes to being a fan. I like gals on both shows. Trust me, I do. And there's stuff that both shows do that I like, and there's stuff that both shows do that I don't like. So there just wasn't enough meat on the bone for me there to have to sit 8 hours, because I was definitely going to watch tonight with the debut of it on ESPN.
Right.
Now I'm going to stop talking for a while. Give me your thoughts. I did not watch the pre-show, but friend of the show and current production assistant Don Feldman told me that the pre-show was amazing. It was like a college game day type feel with how they approached it, or an NFL game day. Did you watch the pre-show before this pay-per-view tonight, CZ?
Not the entirety of it. I tuned in about 45 minutes before the show went on the air. I thought it was very well put together. They had a lot of interview packages. Particularly the ones that I saw were AJ Lee and CM Punk. And that was recorded earlier. They were talking with Corey Graves, who of course was not present at this event. He was written off by getting 2 F5s from Brock Lesnar last night as we air this, as we go live. So kudos to Corey Graves for taking 2 F5s and not really walking away to tell the tale, but yeah, I'm not taking 2 F. I'm not even taking 1 F5. So kudos to Corey. But the part that really got me, I believe it was Kathy Kelly, conducted an interview with Drew McIntyre, and Drew's whole shtick about how he's right, he's getting screwed over, things like that. He calls Cody a liar. In fact, and goes even far. This was the funniest line I've heard in a while. He says Cody has liabetes.
That's pretty good. You texted me that, and that popped me. That's good. That's good, because I immediately thought of Winford Brimley. Diabetes. You've got the liabetes. I like that. That's pretty good. I'm going to give him credit there.
Yeah, I enjoyed that, and I thought the pre-show was very well presented. I was not paying full attention to it, but it was a rolling cast at the desk. So at one point, Wade Barrett and Big E were there. Triple H came out. Jackie Redmond was there for a while. Michael Cole was there until maybe 40 minutes before he had to be in the building, obviously, because he was doing commentary for the night. But production is one of the best things about WWE, in my opinion, whether it's the pre-show, whether it's the main show, whether it's the post-show, they always do a great job with production. And that, I'm just going to say it right now. That was one of the best parts about tonight's show is the production quality.
And I think that's just going to be the standard going forward. I heard from people tonight that they understood like the picture quality was so much better than Netflix. I can't speak on that. The production's going to be top notch, and you got to believe with the amount of stars that are in the WWE right now, they're going to be able to put on a good show. And I think with 5 matches tonight, I think they put on a very decent show. I mean, I don't want to get down into our grading stuff yet or not. I don't know where you want to start, where you want to begin. You can pick where you want to start, and we can go from there. We got 5 matches to break down. I'll save it. No, I'll save it for the end.
I mean, I feel like we just need to start right at the beginning and talk about Brock and Cena. As I'll be honest, they hyped up the fact that Cena has only won one match against Brock Lesnar in their storied rivalry. So, in my mind, when they hype something like that up, okay, well, Cena's going to find a way to win this one to get a win back. And that was very much not the case. Cena got manhandled and mauled tonight.
Do you think this is the last time we see them two?
They made it sound like it. So I kind of hope it is. I kind of hope that puts a nail in the coffin of their rivalry because I don't know that I want to see it again.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is.
I think Cena's going to get his win back. But I did not know the answer. I was going to wait till I asked you on the show tonight. How many more appearances is he quote unquote advertised for? How many more appearances? 4? I thought he would have fought somebody. Like I honestly thought tonight after Lesnar walked out, we would have had Gunther walk in and walk right past Lesnar, just like ignoring Lesnar, teasing something for later, and then go straight to the ring and beat the crap out of an already prone Cena. That's what I thought we were going to see, or maybe I wanted to see fantasy booking wise, because then Gunther takes out Cena for his final match. He can brag that he took out Cena and Goldberg, gives him some momentum. And then hopefully we get Gunther Lesnar at WrestleMania. That's my dream scenario. So that's what I wanted to happen. But like him or not, part of wrestling is the attraction. Seeing somebody that's abnormally huge and athletic and is a beast. Like that is the closest thing to a 2-legged monster we have in our society is Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
And anyway, insert joke here, ha ha ha, about something else. I'm talking about in-ring here. That's all I'm going to discuss here, okay? Watching him throw a grown-ass man around like John Cena, like a rag doll, it's impressive to watch. And all I could think about was, man, remember when SmackDown debuted on Fox and Brock Lesnar ended Kofi Kingston in 5 seconds and became the champion?
Yep.
Here we are at another debut. And that went the way I thought it was going to go. I didn't think there was any way Cena was going to walk out of there tonight beating Lesnar. Do I hope there's a rematch? No. Because Lesnar beat him so convincingly, Cena winning's kind of just like an eye roll thing right now. Yeah. I think they're dropping the ball here, CZ. And I want you guys out there to let us know in the comments if you're watching this live or if you watch this later on. Let us know. Are they dropping the ball, WWE, with the handling of John Cena's final run? I don't know what his final match is. It appears it's maybe going to be him and Lesnar. He's got, one more PLE and a Saturday night's main event are the big things. Otherwise, the other 2 things are TV, right?
I believe, yes.
So he's probably going to – I was hoping he was going to wrestle somebody that's on the roster – that's going to be on the roster for the next 10 to 12 years and put over that guy. Whoever you want it to be, I don't care. But that's who I thought, what I thought was going to happen.
I know you're never wrong, but I really hope this time you are. I hope that's not his last match, but can we get I agree completely with what you're saying. Have somebody younger who's going to be there be Cena's last opponent. But guilty pleasure, can we get one more match between him and AJ Styles since AJ's getting close to his last run?
It's not going to happen. Somebody's got something against AJ Styles in WWE and don't want to showcase him on his way out, and I don't know why. This guy deserves his flowers, and he's kind of being treated like shit right now. Sorry, pardon. It's Saturday night late. It's after 9. We can say that word. I apologize, but shit. No, I don't. No. Why not? Why can't we see that?
Yeah.
I thought, insert Gunther here. Cena could, I don't know. Maybe we got Monday night, so I don't want to overreact. But in that aspect, I thought for sure, I thought Lesnar was going to manhandle him. Cena would get in some offense. But, I mean, God, Lesnar is out of this world. He's a freak, man. And I don't know. Does he have another title running him? Does he have another world title running him? Because they teased last night on SmackDown about, Lesnar walks by the Vision in the back and has some words with Heyman, like, we need to talk soon. And then we get Heyman introducing him tonight before the match. So if something was worked out there, are they going to work out something there? Is Lesnar going to work with Rollins, maybe Braun Breaker? I don't know. Because you don't know with Brock Lesnar, what his deal is and how many dates he's going to be around.
Right.
At least with Cena, they told us, hey, this is when he's going to be here. This is when he's not. That's just because it's his retirement tour. But I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, the two big dream matches that I would have liked to see on Cena's retirement tour, there's no way they can happen. We've talked about one of them, and I'm not going to bring it up again because I know it hurts your heart. But Adam Copeland is over in the other company, and Cena and Edge, their rivalry was one that I will always remember. Would love to see that run back. But Cope's over in La La Land on AEW, reliving his glory days with Christian.
I know. I don't know. Like, I thought, he worked enough with Logan Paul that Logan Paul can use that. But I feel like there's somebody else he maybe could have worked with. Either, I don't know. We never got a Cena Sami Zayn match, did we? We got like part of it.
We did.
A run
kind of, yeah.
Didn't Lesnar run in and destroy Cena?
Yep.
Okay. So, I don't know. I'd like to see that. I'd be fine with that.
Destroyed both of them, actually, Cena
Right.
and Sammy. I would be okay with that match too, but where the time's running out on the clock. We're in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left.
Right.
Essentially. But that's enough about that. Before we go on to another match, I'll say this. And I kind of felt this way about the show as a whole. I didn't feel there was that big moment that should have or could have happened. I was since this is a premiere on a brand new streaming platform. They treated the Netflix premiere like WrestleMania. They treated this one, I think, with a little less grandeur, in my opinion, because there wasn't that moment for me that just was like, oh my God, that's fantastic. I'm so glad they did that. Does that make sense?
Yes. And I'll say what I was going to say now that I was saving for later. I think holding me back for grading this show or whatever, we were kind of teased. There were going to be a few surprises tonight.
Yeah.
I had two what I would call legitimate surprises for me. And they weren't anything to do major, So the expectations were a little high. Let me tell you this. What if the moment is just the pregame show, the lead up, the actual show, actual professional wrestling, WWE, whatever you want to call it, is on ESPN.
I mean, that
a whole wider audience. I think that's the big moment.
And that's fair. I can concede.
And I
that.
know you're looking at match things, but I think that's the moment. Like Lesnar Cena thing, that felt special in the introductions and leading up to that. And even though Lesnar manhandled him, it set something up probably. Like that to me was kind of the moment. Like, I don't know if we're going to sit here and break down every match. I don't know if we need to. I think we can just do it in this conversation for it. Like, number one surprise for me, what do you think the best match of the night was?
The women's title.
Okay.
I mean, it's close. I would.
Okay.
I would
we'll talk about that. That's your answer. We'll talk about that, and then we'll get to my answer.
Okay.
Women's match. I was legitimately surprised that Stephanie Vicaire won. Here's why. I had been reading and thought EO would win. This wouldn't be Vicaire's time yet, which I'm glad they pulled the trigger on her. Go back. We got to go find the episode where I started declaring her the best female wrestler in the company. Make note of that, and I'll try to go back and find it. It's when she was with NXT, like really early with NXT. I'm like, I think she's the best female wrestler in the company right now. She gets it. It's a presentation. She's believable. She's easy on the eyes. I know you don't want to say, oh, that shouldn't matter, but there's not very many ugly female wrestlers out there. I'm sorry. There's just not. I mean, it's sad, but I mean, she's a fantastic wrestler. She backs it up. And I'm not trying to be sexist in any way, but she's amazing. She's utterly amazing. She immediately got hired by WWE after having that match with Mercedes Moné at AEW's Forbidden Door a couple years ago. Immediately hired, like WWE. We got to get her, and they did. So I was surprised she won because I thought EO would win.
You were also expecting, though, a match between EO and Rhea in Perth, which is not going to happen. Which may have the match may happen, but not for the title.
Correct.
Because right before the women's championship match, they showed Tiffany Stratton. And they said that the winner of this match gets to compete against Tiffany for the Crown Jewel Championship. Which I don't think either of us factored that in because it was a year ago, and I don't know that I personally really expected them to continue that tradition. You know?
So is that like the Queen of the Ring?
Not exactly. You don't remember last year at Crown Jewel in Saudi, they had the big, gigantic, oversized belts.
Who were they last year?
Cody and Liv.
Cody and Liv.
And they both got a ring.
That's right. Okay.
And the belts were supposed to stay in Saudi. Well, those Crown Jewel championships are going to be a thing in Perth. Okay. So we're not going to see the main titles defended, it looks like, or at least not the women's.
So what did they do with Rhea for that show?
I mean, put her against EO. Make them have a number one contender match. Give them something. I don't know. I don't have a good answer. But
we'll find out soon. Is that the next show?
Yes. 3 weeks.
No John Cena on that show, right?
No, Cena is going to be in Perth. Yes. I don't know if he has a match, but he's in Perth.
Raw will be very interesting. No, I like the Vicaire match with EO. I don't think those two could go out and have a horrible match. Like those ladies are excellent, top of their game. 2 of the top 5 in the world went at it tonight. Will it be remembered as a 5-star, 6-star classic? I don't think so.
No, probably not.
It got the job done. I thought it was good. Like, excuse me, here. I thought it got the job done. Like, they didn't overstep their bounds of stuff that was, too over the top. They stayed within the realms of themselves or opponent in the ring, in the match. thought they told an excellent story. You know, EO with the knee pads going down and trying to hit her with a bare knee, and Vicaire with reversal and the pinning combination. I thought it was excellent, and I'm happy for her, and I'm excited for her. So you're telling me now as it stands, it's Vicaire versus Tiffy time in Perth.
That's the way that I read the situation before.
So if the Perth show was tomorrow, those two women would wrestle each other, and neither women's title would be defended, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. Thank you for clearing that up. I wonder if that changes. Well, there's a triple threat on Monday night. Excuse me, next Friday night on SmackDown. Excuse me, you're right. With Tiffy Time, Nia Jax, and who was the third? Jade Cargill, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe something happens, and Tiffy walks out of their, sans belt, and is motivated and hungry in this match against Stephanie Vicaire.
Maybe. And to counter what you said, you thought that Io was going to come out of this match with a win. I was hoping for that before the show started, and then when they showed Tiffy and mentioned the Crown Jewel Championship, my mind changed. I'm like, well, it's going to be Vicaire who wins this then.
Yeah.
And I'm not upset by it. She deserves it.
Sure.
She has had a tremendous first year between NXT and WWE and the main roster.
She's beyond amazing. She's beyond amazing.
So what was your match of the night, Nick?
The match of the night for me was probably the match going in that I cared the least about. And that was the mixed tag match.
Really?
Yes, that was the match I probably cared the least about. Here's why. We've seen about every imaginable mixed tag match, right? And all of its inevitable tropes, where the woman slaps the man, and then is the man going to restrain himself and not hit the woman? The women, and the manipulation of the refs, of the heel team, and you saw all the tropes. And I had a couple problems with this match, but I thought it was the best presentation of the night. Like, I had a great time during the match. Like, these four were pros, and they obviously know what they're doing, and they work well together, and it showed tonight. I thought this match was a lot of fun. I wish we would use the damn tag ropes. They're there. We're stretching for a tag, and the tag rope is just laying there in the corner, like, begging to be used, right? Yep. Here, I'm here. Use me. I'm here. No. And then I thought late in the match, things kind of got off the rails, and I didn't think the women were legal. The men were legal, and there was never a tag. And then it turned into the women being legal. But that stuff's going to happen. Maybe I'm picking apart too much. Picking apart a carcass that's already been picked clean. I mean, for being a non-fan of the intergender matches, just because I get it. They're selling tickets. People were, hey, kids were crying tonight after John Cena got that shit kicked out by Brock Lesnar. Like, people were invested, so I get it. People are invested in this match too. I really thought these four were great. I loved Punk giving Seth the stomp, AJ giving Seth the stomp. Becky and Seth are masters at their craft. They're great. They're really, really good. Like, we are seeing an unbelievable run right now by Seth Rollins. Maybe he doesn't get enough love. If the year ended today, September 20th, as we record this late on a Saturday night here on the 4Frequency SIG podcasting network. As I say this, I mean, if I had a ballot in front of me, male wrestler of the year right now is Seth Rollins. I think he's the clear-cut winner right now. And anybody you say against it, I'll track it back with what Seth has done and the rise that he's on. and what's going on with his group and stuff, that it's his year. It's his year right now. Does that change in the next few months? I don't know, man. I don't know. He's had a pretty good year.
It's going to be hard pressed to change.
Yeah, I mean, what did you think about this match? I mean, it was the pleasant surprise for me. Let me put it that way. Great match, classic, no. But there's great chemistry here. There was great antics here. It was fun. And I think people enjoyed it, and people went along for the ride. You go along for the ride, it's fun. The stuff I picked apart was minuscule, and it doesn't take away from me from this match. This was my favorite match of the night.
What took away for me, and I'm not disputing the match. I'm not disputing the amazing chemistry these four had, but I think it went way too long. I think there were several moments about it went almost a half hour. It went 29 minutes and 18 seconds.
Was it the longest match of the night?
Yes.
How long was the total runtime for the show?
I don't know where to find that. I don't know. About 3:30.
I thought it was a little less than 3:30, but that's fine.
I'm saying about.
Yeah, did it go a little long? Yes, because you knew. Okay, here's why. Cena Lesnar was not going to go long. How long did it go? Was it under 13 minutes?
Oh, well under. It was under 10 minutes. It was 8 minutes and 50 seconds.
Exactly. It can't go longer than that for either one of those guys. That's what should be. What was the next match, and how long was it?
Next match after that was the Vision and the Usos, and it was 17-12.
Okay. We haven't talked about that match. What did you think about it?
Well, before we talk about that match, I just want to remind everybody this is the Card Subject to Change podcast. We are powered by Lopez Pizza, built by Durham Remodeling, and colored by Ryan Allison Tattoo. The podcast by the fan, for the fan, on the fantastic, for frequency sake, podcast network. Cheap plug over.
You're a pro.
Nah, I wouldn't go that far.
Okay.
I mean, this match was what it was. Honestly, this is my second favorite match of the night, the Vision versus the Usos.
Okay.
I mean, factoring in LA Knight into this, you knew there was going to be some shenanigans all over the place. And I think it was exactly what it needed to be. You know, there were a couple times where Jay teased hitting LA Knight, whether it would be with a chair, with a super kick, what have you, and it didn't happen. LA Knight was biased against both teams, with the exception of Jimmy Uso, because he seems to have some kind of rapport with Jimmy where he doesn't with any of the other three.
Right.
I thought that was an interesting dynamic. I thought it was fun, and the Vision getting the win here definitely needed to happen. Because the Usos, Hall of Fame tag team by any right, they didn't need this win as much as the Braun.
No, the right team won. The amount of speed that Braun Breaker can generate and the way that he uses his body like a projectile missile, whether it's a spear or a flying, spinning shoulder block. This guy's a beast, man. He's the next Brock Lesnar. He's just not as tall as Brock Lesnar, and he's probably going to be better in the ring than Brock Lesnar when it's all said and done.
Right.
Braun Breaker is special, guys. Very, very special. And the seeds are being planted. This storyline with the Vision is going to be great when it's all said and done. So hold in and buckle up. But we are seeing the ascension of a star right now before he wins that first world title. He's won an Intercontinental title, I understand, NXT champ a couple times, NXT heavyweight champion or whatever a couple times. But this guy's a star. And this match was fun. I liked it. You said it went 17-something?
Yeah, 17-12.
Yeah, they probably could have trimmed a couple minutes off this, but I don't mind it. Here's your homework assignment, and I'll give you the rest of the year for it. What the hell is going on next with LA Knight? If I'm a college professor, I'm walking in, I'm writing that on the whiteboard of the first day. I'm taking attendance, and I'll tell everybody, I'll see you in a couple months. Here's your assignment. Go.
It's a great question.
Well, I know. I asked it.
And it might take the rest of the year for me to figure it the hell out.
What the hell is going on? Yeah, with LA Knight, dude. Every time he seems to get a little bit of a rub, plateau. Dude, he's Plateau City. Plateau City. And then a little bit of rub, more plateau. It's, man, you want to talk about mid-card limbo. Mid-card limbo right now. Mid-card limbo.
Can you believe that Jey Uso was a world champion before LA Knight?
No. But no, I can't.
Well, that brings us to the main event, Nick, and I'll just ask the same question that you asked me on the kickout, and then Cody Rhodes asks everybody, what do you want to talk about?
I really thought my heart of hearts Drew was going over tonight. Thought something was going to happen big with this premiere, and maybe nothing happening is better. This match was good. This is probably my second favorite match. I thought these two worked so well together, and I want Drew to get his flowers while he's still relevant and not just a sideshow act. He's so good. Just see the CM Punk feud, man. He's so good.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't get enough credit. And I thought tonight, man, they might put it on him. Let him get his pop on the first ever event on ESPN, make it memorable. Not to say Cody couldn't get it back, but now I thought tonight was the night. But they played up the injury to the leg really well. Drew's a star. I don't care. Cody's great too, don't get me wrong. That Claymore that Cody took was so perfect, so beautiful. These two need to get back in there, man. I'd love to see this belt put on Drew sooner rather than later. And I guess the shock of nothing, the title change not happening, and then nothing happening as they went off the air probably took some of the steam away from the heat from this show. Not for me necessarily, but I think maybe for the general public. Was I let down a little bit? Maybe a little bit. But at the same time, 5-match card, 3:15, 3:20 in time. I was fine. I was fine with it, man. I don't know. What were your thoughts on the main event?
I mean, here's the thing. They played up on commentary the fact that Cody got a Glasgow kiss during the contract signing and was woozy and a step off of his game.
Correct, and that's how that match started. He kind of played up to that, correct?
Correct. With the way they were playing that up, with the way that Drew, I know you didn't see the pre-show, but in that same interview where Drew told us Cody had diabetes, Drew also said that all of his losses have been because of shenanigans where the world title is concerned. He's been screwed out of world titles multiple times, and he wanted to have a clean win. Well, this was a clean win, but I don't know if it was my wishful thinking or if I was just reading the room wrong, but I kind of was hoping to see Cody use some dirty tactics to win this match.
You want Cody to turn heel?
I don't know that I want to necessarily have that happen, but the way that I was reading things, it would have made sense if he did to me. Just because of, the commentary team saying he's a step behind. Drew constantly getting screwed out of title shots. This would have been another... this is going to fuel Drew because there were some shenanigans if you count the referee screwing around a couple times. Drew can have a legit claim because of the way the ref handled the match with rolling outside of the ring to avoid getting a bump and then being late for the pin, with the ref stopping the Claymore through the announce table. Drew has a legit claim to come back and vie for that title, hopefully in Perth, hopefully at Crown Jewel. But I think it would have played into the story if Cody had done some heel tactics at the end, just because of the way they were playing things up.
I got you. I see what you mean now. I'm bummed that something bigger didn't happen.
Yes.
As we were led to believe, but that's the business, right? I think the production being on ESPN as a whole, it was the show here tonight. I wanted to give my letter grade before I asked you, and I think I give it a solid B. Just right, run-of-the-mill B, just because the production's so good. And then you got to think about this. 5 matches, right? Start naming people that weren't on this show. Go. Rhea Ripley, Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, JD McDonough. None of the Judgment Day was on this show, right?
Styles.
Okay, AJ Styles, not on the show. Sami Zayn, not on the show.
No tag team title defenses. Not that I necessarily wanted to see the Wyatt 6 on the show, but they weren't there.
No Randy Orton.
No Orton.
Roman Reigns.
No Sami Zayn.
I said that one. No Gunther. No Sheamus. No Rusev. I mean, look at all the people that weren't on this. That's how good the talent is there, that these big stars can't be on each show. And that just shows the standard of excellence. And when you got a product that is that good, you don't have to go out and put a 10-match card together. You can do it with 5, 6, 7. And I think they do a really good job with it. And if anything, if anybody wants to rip the WWE for this, that, or the other, I think they've done a really good job of mastering this formula. Maybe it's because I'm getting older, but I think it's the perfect length. And, the stuff with AAA they're doing that they put out on YouTube, that event is fun. So there's a lot of good wrestling going on. I had a good time with this tonight. Am I glad I watched it at a friend's house? Yes, I'm glad I didn't buy a ticket to this, but it was a solid B for me. I'll always remember for the intergender or the mixed gender or the mixed tag match, and then Cody and Drew were so good. I thought this was it for Drew. I thought Drew was doing it tonight, but they got me, man, and that's why I love this. That's why I love this crap, man.
Amen. For me, and don't hate me, hearing your argument about the production may have brought it up a little bit, but honestly, before you made that argument, I'm going in with a solid C+. Production wise, I can maybe bring it up to a B-, maybe, but I felt maybe my expectations were too high. I just felt let down.
Yeah, I'm not going to poo-poo all over it because I thought it was a solid show.
It wasn't bad by any means. Don't get me wrong.
I've sat through far worse.
100%.
Far worse. And there wasn't anything horrendous on this card.
No.
I think it was, above average to good card. So that's why I gave it the grade I did. I understand your grade. I get it. It'll remember to Stephanie Vaquer winning her first women's world title on the main card as well. So I'm excited for those things. But would like to see this Cena stuff handled a little better. And maybe after it's said and done, we'll be like, well, they handled that right. Maybe we're just being a little too critical. But, we're passionate. We're wrestling fans. We know what we want. And this is the last run of John Cena. So you just want to see it handled the best way possible. But
correct.
That's all I have concerning Cardapalooza or Wrestlepalooza, whatever you want to call it. Bravo to WWE for having a great show. Bravo to AEW for All Out today. Big show for them. I know a lot of stuff happened there. I have yet to look at anything about that show. I haven't. I know a result of 2 matches. That's because random people have told me them. I have not sought out anything. I wanted to wait till we got done with this show. Then I was going to go do some research and read about it. So that's where I'm at. I hope everyone here that has enjoyed us babble for the past hour, enjoyed their day of wrestling, whether it was watching AEW, WWE, or both, or going to an indie show. Get out there and support these guys. We can't say that enough. We got a lot of friends out there that do this. They're great to us. We want to be great to them. So
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I got, partner.
That's going to pretty much wrap things up. I will give a little preview. Next Wednesday coming up here, we are back with Wrestling with Fitness. Zach Takis and I are going to be joined by Dr. Jeremy Housewright, author of For the Love of the Show, both 1 and 2. Great fan perspectives on wrestling. It's worth reading both of these books. And Jeremy is on a fitness journey of his own, so I'm excited to hear about his fitness journey and his books and his love of pro wrestling. And then next week, we've got what's bound to be Nick's favorite guest of all time, and that is Riley Robinson, referee extraordinaire from the Independents here in the Midwest. Known better as 2 Count Riley.
2 Count Riley. I'm looking forward to getting him here, man. We're old hats here, so I'm going to be interested in getting a younger wrestling fan in here. And
Yes.
Not only a younger wrestling fan, but a younger wrestling fan who works as a referee as well. Uncle, also a wrestler here. We'll get into that as well on the show. But always looking for different perspectives here, and glad that we're having him on and looking forward to hearing what he has to say.
Yeah, I'm sure he will provide a very unique perspective, being a young cat reffing on the indies. I'm excited to hear what he has to say and to hear about his journey. It should be fun.
For sure.
Well, that, partner, is going to do it for this edition of Card Subject to Change. We are the podcast by the fan, for the fan, powered by Lopez Pizza, built by Durham Remodeling, and colored by Ryan Allison Tattoo. Of course, you can catch us every week, most weeks at 6:30 on Sundays. We'll be back to our normal time next week. Until then, go out there and enjoy pro wrestling. Thanks for tuning in.
This has been a For Frequency's Sake Podcast Network production. For more great content, subscribe to For Frequency's Sake on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.